Grab a chair.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society as we bring you our Thanksgiving / other stuff. But Thanksgiving show, that's right. I am Jeremy Johnson along with Jim Range and Craig Nasello. Guys, are you ready for Thanksgiving?
I'm always ready for Thanksgiving. It's where I can get fat and not worry about it.
That's a fair statement.
Nope. I just want to sleep.
Well, I mean, that's fair, too.
That's a fair statement.
You do dig the sleep-ins.
But I had a coworker today make the comment, you know what? I'm just looking forward to the nap. I get to take a nap on Thanksgiving, and that excites me.
See, the thing that excites me, of course, about Thanksgiving is not the food. It's not the turkey. It's the booze.
Oh, I thought for you it was going to be watching Christmas Vacation.
You know, I have never seen Christmas Vacation.
That's not shocking to us, honestly.
Producer DJ K-pop, you better take care of that this week.
No, I have
All right,
never. I've literally never seen Christmas Vacation. I'm glad that they thought that was funny too in the audience. So there we go. Not real sure about that one. So all right, apparently our studio's haunted.
Are we?
I mean, yeah, exactly. So no, but guess one of those this week though. It's all about the drinks to me, and I came up with a pretty cool one. Apparently, Craig, you liked it because I mean, you might be on your second one.
Yeah, I'm not a huge cranberry fan, but that's pretty decent. Yeah.
Well, what is the most, in your opinion, the most underutilized Thanksgiving thing?
I don't know.
Jim, what is the one thing
I don't eat cranberry, so I don't know.
Fair, but I mean that was my whole thing with this one is because nobody likes the cranberries that come out of the can. And like it falls out, and it looks like the can, and then
it's like dog food, honestly, when it comes out.
Exactly. It looks like purple dog food.
I eat it, I love it, but it does look like purple dog food. You're right.
And it never does anybody anything. I mean, it's kind of funky. It's got a little grit to it. It's a little gelatinous. Gelatinous is a fun word, but it is a little bit gelatinous. And so, but what I did.
Have you drank a lot already tonight?
I mean, no, it's fine. It's all fine.
The grit.
I did.
That was your comment.
That was your
about the
comment.
drink.
So, no. So tonight I
Maybe
made.
you can strain it a little bit.
But I think that's too much work. This is all about ease of doing.
Well, I understand. I'm just saying, maybe if you strained it just a little.
I didn't even pick up on the grittiness of it, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
it's
glad.
good. I like it. I'm not.
Well, then
It's
let's
better than what I had last night. That nasty shit at Ellen Fitzgerald's.
way to call them out. They'll never sponsor us
No,
now.
there we
That
go.
was terrible.
But-
that was not an old fashioned. That was just straight bourbon with a cherry and an orange in it.
Are you sure?
Like not even orange peel, like a whole orange.
Are you sure you're just not used to mine?
No, it was bad.
Okay, I mean that's
It was
fair.
bad.
That's
it was
fair.
like the worst one I've ever had.
All right.
We know
But
who we're
to-
not going to for a sponsor, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. So
All
we're not.
good. I mean, if
We're
they
not going
fix
there.
it, well, I'll retract my statement. But until they fix it, I won't.
Very fair.
All right.
But no, so I came up with a take on the old fashioned that's going to use the cranberry sauce that probably nobody's really going to eat at your house. So first and foremost, what you want to do, except for Jim, of course, he's going to eat it because why not? But no, what you're going to do is take your cranberry sauce, put it on the stove, add in an equal amounts of water and cranberry sauce. So to 1 can of cranberry sauce, 1 can of water. Amazing how that works, isn't it? Simple math. It's perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that, boil it down. It's going to basically lose all of its viscosity. It comes together, becomes something that you can use in a cocktail. So here's what we're going to do with it.
So we're making simple sugar, but with cranberry sauce
we
instead
made
of
cranberry
sugar.
sauce simple syrup. Exactly.
Simple syrup, I meant, yeah.
Yes. So my take on this is first you need a little bit of ice.
That's a lot of ice.
It is, but that's okay.
Okay.
You need a bit of bourbon.
Did you notice we have shelves that we can actually get
It is.
bottles out from underneath?
It's amazing. The studio is incredible.
And it's finished.
So,
Well, the studio's semi-finished.
yes, but we're getting there. So, 1.5 ounces of bourbon.
I'm being told this is not the studio, but whatever. I'm going with the
enough.
boss and saying this is not the studio now.
Fair.
I'm scared of her.
1.5 ounces of bourbon. 4 dashes of orange bitters.
That was like 6, but whatever.
It's fine.
We're not counting.
Wow.
Not in the least. We are then going to take 1 ounce of cranberry puree, or basically cranberry sauce simple syrup. Just wait till Christmas when I make one out of red wine. That's an even better one. So, all right, we are going to do then 1.5 ounces
That's blasphemy.
into that right there.
Red wine.
Red
in
wine,
your
red wine simple syrup. Just wait.
in your old fashioned.
Absolutely.
God, you want smack, don't you?
And then, just for a bit of sweetness, I do a dash of simple syrup on the top. Give yourself a little bit of a stir. And then take your orange peel, give it a nice squish together, get all those oils out, run it around the rim because that's what makes it all work on the nose. Drop it in, and you have yourself a cranberry sauce old fashioned.
Cheers.
Cheers. If I can get past the grit.
Oh,
Whatever.
that is good. That is so good.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that
For
one myself. So
hardly any orange in it other than the bitters. That orange
it comes out
really stands out.
Yeah, it really hits on the nose really well. I'm a big fan of it.
The 8 shakes of bitters instead of 4?
Well, you need a little bit of bitters to it.
I'm just asking.
Makes it-
4 heavy.
4 heavy shakes. I think that's fair. It's a heavy shake. So, now, but there are others that you can do with this once you make your sauce. Actually, producer Matt is having a Kentucky cranberry mule.
Yeah.
And do we get a thumbs up on the mule, Matt? All right,
thumbs
perfect.
up.
So,
Eventually, we're going to show.
So what'd you do
producer Matt.
different with that?
so what's different in the cranberry mule is that I actually use some fresh lime juice. So I use lime juice, the cranberry sauce as the sweet component instead of sugar, and give it a stir. Add some ginger beer to it. 1.5 ounces of bourbon works out perfectly.
right.
So it's a fun cocktail. I'm all about the drinks. So let me know though what you guys like for Thanksgiving drinks, and if you're like Craig, it's just straight whiskey.
What do we
There's
do
nothing
for
wrong with it.
breakfast? A nice heavy
Well-
bourbon cream and coffee.
Yeah, I need some sipping cream.
So I have
Like
one
the-
I have one that I am going to let a little secret out that I was actually working on potentially bringing with me tonight and didn't, but it's a morning breakfast bourbon cocktail. And it consists of, believe it or not, coffee creamer.
Interesting.
So if you take your pumpkin spice coffee creamer,
Get the.
I am dead serious, just
Wait,
trust
wait,
me.
Can we make a note? Craig paused.
He did. I give him
called
credit for
himself.
that. But
First time ever on this show.
yeah, but no, it's 1.5 ounces of
Dude, you have been dating that girl way too fucking long.
no, it's 1.5 ounces of coffee creamer. It's 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Shave some cinnamon on it. Add some nutmeg on top. It is perfect for a morning.
I'm not saying
Add
that.
it to
I'm
your
not.
coffee.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying pumpkin spice.
Well, I'm only doing that for the holidays.
Who cares? It's nasty no matter if it's
So-
not holidays or not. Pumpkin
see,
spice is gross.
I don't
dude.
buy that. I don't buy that it's nasty.
Oh, it's nasty. I'm telling you right now, that shit's nasty. I ain't gonna
I mean, it's really
taste
no
it.
different than when we're traveling. We break out a coffee creamer,
Right.
a flavored one, with the bourbon. Throw a little bit of vanilla in with it or caramel.
Yeah.
And a coffee in the morning when we're on the road, which is normally what we do when we're in a hotel getting ready. Go down, get our coffee, ask for a little splash of something in it. And
Throw
pour
in
the,
some whiskey and
I just
Exactly.
thought we just did beat key bumps, but I mean,
it's whatever. It's fine. But no,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. But no,
It's-
I just don't. I can't do pumpkin spice. It shit's gross, dude.
So, but it works very
Like, if
well
we
for
wanna do
like
something
gingerbread. Gingerbread, actually, with my whiskey
you
coming out.
already said it wrong. Ginger, anything for me.
Okay, you don't
Ow.
like gingerbread either?
No, it's gross, dude. It's gross.
Really?
I would rather look at cat's ass. It's gross.
God, I
know,
love that. That's why we get the.
I think we
explicit
got a
on
challenge
iTunes.
on the show coming up.
to get him. See if I can get him to like gingerbread.
No, you look at cat's
Oh.
ass.
Oh boy, this show's gone to hell already. Okay. No, but
We're only
we-
5 minutes in.
really, but no, we are talking about Thanksgiving drinks. I hope that you guys enjoy these. Like I
No,
said,
this is very good. I really do enjoy this, and again, I'm not a cranberry person,
right.
but it tastes amazing. Really, it does.
And I'm pretty stoked for the cream one to come out whenever I can use my uppercut whiskey because it's going to pull a lot of gingerbread flavors into
As we slide
like
it
that.
to the front of the
Bottle 3.
Bottle
by the
number
way.
3 because
Bottle
the
number three.
glass shortage is real.
The
let me
first
tell
bottle
you.
was the best,
Yeah, it was.
and now we're back.
Completely.
Now,
And
we're,
now we're down to the third option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Option
so-
number 3.
Yeah, exactly. But I find it funny. My son just told me that you need a suit to match the rest of us. I find that hilarious. So, but
Mikey's telling you how to dress, dude. That's awesome.
that is
He
pretty
steps
cool.
into the cut man world, and he's already laying
Wait,
smack
what?
down.
Michael, my son, just sent me a message said you really need a suit.
Man, get the boy. You better recognize.
All right. But we also have had something this week that we are really kind of stoked about.
I'm in trouble right now too, by the way.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah, it happens.
So, no, I am pretty stoked about the idea of our whiskey topic this week. And we've been collectors of anything and everything.
I'm excited for that. Hey, I'm gonna move this out of the way.
I agree, absolutely. Because it's the only one that's left at the moment.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is the idea of dusty collectors. And the term dusty basically refers to old bottles of whiskey.
That are still full, not just the decanters.
Yeah, that are looking at, they're not just the bottles themselves. We're talking there's actual juice in these bottles.
Yep.
So Jim, kind of talk about, number one, do you have some on this side? You know, we've got some
Careful,
pretty cool.
that lid's
yeah, I've
loose.
got it here. So the old Crow collectibles.
Those are strictly the collectible decanters, though, but got them because they're really cool. We spoke about them a couple weeks ago on our
Right.
show. The last show we spoke about them. But I mean, I just love chest pieces, and the decanters from that are from the late 60s, mid-late 60s.
Yep.
So, but the bottles of that are full are crazy priced.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
completely.
they've gone through the roof the last 6 months to a year. Once word got out that they're out there, it got crazy. Go ahead.
Wasn't you just beating your chest that you're buying 2 of them with your bonus?
Yeah, right. The wife's watching.
All right. I also, we have a couple of pretty cool dusty bottles, though, in front of us that are full of juice. And so, Jim, talk about first the Blantons.
So actually, this one's old enough. I get fortunate enough to run across this one. This is pre-S on the Blanton. This is still Blanton. There's no
This
S.
is Albert B. Blanton.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the there's no S.
I had to read it
And,
twice
Yeah.
earlier.
I mean, it's I think March of '90 is when it's
It
from.
says Blanton on it, not
Yeah.
Blantons.
Yeah, exactly. That was, I mean, because it was named for Albert B. Blanton, and
You're
then it
right.
was his, and then it became
Right.
Blantons.
And
So,
then what's cool with it is the horse. There's no letters on it yet.
yeah,
So this is before they started doing the collectible horses, which was obviously a marketing
sure.
play on it for people to start collecting and gathering and that, and it gave you a reason that you wanted more and more. But I mean, I don't think that's a bottle I'm ever going to open. The case is pretty cool. It's not in perfect shape, but the velvet lining and the box and that, I like it. So
Yeah,
it's a display piece for the bar.
Yeah, this is what it's all become. It's all become kind of the thrill of the chase to see what's out there. And then the other one next to it is a 1968, from what I can find, Jim Beam Ducks Unlimited decanter. And I have 2 of them. And this is one has, from what I can tell, the tax stamp is broken on it, but it looks like it was never actually like cracked open and drank. So tonight, we're gonna see what a basically 55-year-old bottle of whiskey tastes like. And so, Jim, I will give you the honors of busting open the bottle and
Are we
giving
going
us
to take
all.
odds that what's the cork breaks or not? Because that is something. Oh, this is a screw.
It's a
This is
screw
even
top.
better.
Wow.
Yeah. So there it is.
So we got a decanter. We can actually pour it in and see how it comes out.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
that we
do that.
should. All right.
It's interesting on the nose.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Here, let's move the Blanton.
Yeah, go ahead and move that out of the way.
Here, we move
All right.
We're just going to pour from the top instead of pouring it all.
It's actually coming out pretty clean.
Now, what's interesting is there's already discussions out there, and people are starting to more and more. It does have a pretty nice color to it.
Wow. There
Pretty
isn't
clear.
even like sediment to
No.
it? Or?
No, and that's what we were worried about because we were trying to figure out how to strain it earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
But we're
we
not
were
down to
worried
the
about
bottom either. That's why I kept it
True.
just pouring a
Right.
little bit. But let's ask you guys. I've got thoughts on my end. What are the new collectibles? What are going to become the dusties that people save down the road? Throwing decanters out because decanters are cool. They're not
Sure.
made like they used to, and they're not as popular as marketing schemes.
I really dig that one. That one is very, very cool. Now I got a bottle from you over the weekend. That Kentucky Derby, that Woodford. Didn't care for it, but I liked the bottle. I don't know if
Sure.
it was because they had horses in Kentucky Derby.
And they do a different release every year with
Right.
that.
Right.
So
I could see something like that. My idea of an interesting dusty is the sample bottles. So if you've ever seen, whenever
Right there.
Well,
Uh-uh.
no.
Well,
I'm talking.
but what I'm saying though is,
No, but that does become a collectible down
Yes.
the road to a lot of people because they chase those. But
right. But
we
what
got
I'm
a little
talking
bit of
about.
settlement, not much.
Well, that's not bad then. But what I'm talking about is like, so there are samples that are made of whiskeys that are aged, and then they test them, and then they take them, and then they dump them, or those have been given away. So there's just a little bit of these. I think that would be something pretty cool to chase. You know, like the original old granddad formula is out there somewhere in a basically in a test bottle, and I would love to have something like that.
that's an interesting
Yeah,
take on it too.
I
I
would
think
like-
those are good options.
I would like to have an old bottle of Jack Daniels. Like
Okay.
When Jack Daniels first came around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because their bottle hasn't changed in years.
Wow.
But it would be definitely kind of cool to have like a first or
So-
second run.
I saw a cool one the other day, and Rock Hill Farms is one of my favorites.
Right.
I really like it. Price has gotten stupid,
Astronomical.
but
With everything else.
it was one from the early '90s, similar to
Okay.
the Blanton.
Uh-huh.
Still had a tag around it and everything. So that was cool. And I also saw the minis, the 50 milliliter
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
I saw one that was from the 90s.
Oh,
A whole box of them. Somebody put up the other day.
See, I think that's cool, and I like Craig said, I think that the little Blantons ones that we have here too are pretty cool. So
Now,
Yeah.
where I'm going with them, though, I'm
I
going a
hate to s-
completely different direction.
Hate to see those disappear tonight.
I would too,
I mean, I'm just saying.
because we might lose somebody that's part of the team. If that happens. But I think what's going to be interesting is you start getting these limited release. I want to talk about Foregate bottle we've got that we really liked. It's a little bit higher end coming off, but it's really good. But every release is a one-off release with it. I think some of our pours like that are going to become collectibles because it's not like you've got. Well, I'll dip into our Sip Think and Save where we've got different releases of Midwinter Night, Stram Tonight. It's not like that. Foregate, everyone, Booker's.
oh yeah,
Every
completely.
release is different.
Yeah,
Where
completely.
you hit a release that is like, wow.
Those three.
But when you hit a release of something like a Booker's that everyone's got its own label, it's a different blend. Because you don't have the same blend.
I like how we're all three of us are like,
Yeah.
Well,
But I think
let's just stop for a second and just do this.
so before we get there, let's talk about. So number one, it's got a little viscosity to it. It's definitely going down the edges.
You know, it doesn't even have legs. I got a layer around the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you normally look to see it coming down. It's
And everyone is going to ask, and I'm sure that this is going to pop up in the comments. Whiskey does not continue to age once it gets into the
Right.
bottle.
Right.
There is nothing for it to pick up. So it's just simply sitting. So in theory, this could taste like Jim Beam of that time, and that would be it. So,
And
preferably it
tastes
does.
like
That's-
shit
that-
too.
and in theory, it could taste like it's old and moldy. I mean,
But
so
the goal is, and the concern is that the seal's broke, so you don't know how much of it's out because we didn't weigh it to say what should it weigh.
right.
Was it evaporated? Would somebody drink it? But
Screw it.
Let's do it. Cheers,
cheers,
gentlemen.
gentlemen. If we all drop dead,
It's been a great show. Producer Matt will take us on.
a little bit flat.
Not a little bit, a lot flat. It's
Flavor profile is very flat for a bean.
it tastes like shit.
But on the
has-
nose, but the nose picks up.
No,
That's
it's
what's
not
weird.
bad. It's just you can tell it's been sitting in a bottle on a shelf for
It's like
50 years.
No, it's not that it's been sitting because the bottles that sit that are not opened, nothing happens to them.
I understand that, but you can still tell it's
So, okay, so here's
No,
the
I
other
can't,
thing, and I know
because
that
it
why
don't
you
taste
guys are getting flat. So, Jim Beam today is a higher proof than Jim Beam back in the day.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at an
What
80
is this
proof,
one?
you're looking at
80
an 80
proof.
proof bottle of whiskey.
Oh, this is Blanton's Special Reserve.
Exactly. So it's 80
Well, it's
proof.
not, but
It does have a little sugar on the nose still. It is very light. It is a very flat over the middle. There isn't a whole lot of flavor in it, but not knowing how Beam was back in the day, I always thought that it was a little bit harsher of a product from when I, was. It had a little
well,
bit
back
more.
in the day, we were 12 years old drinking it. You might have been 7 at the time.
I mean, that's
That means I was
68, I wasn't born yet.
five.
So,
Me either.
yeah.
All right, I was 6 at the time.
Yeah,
So.
so, and Craig's the youngest one of us, so, I mean, there's that, but. So.
It's not good.
It's not bad.
It's not bad,
But it's not
it's
good.
not good.
It's very uneventful, but
Yeah.
the cool thing is we got to do it.
But no,
How many people can say that they have touched whiskey from 55 years ago? So,
Now, the amazing thing to me is everybody that dips into the Old Crow that's uncorked and unsealed,
oh, yeah.
it's some of the best juice they've ever had.
Yep.
And you're talking literally 50-plus-year-old
Right.
sitting in there.
Well, it's also
corked,
hard.
it's sealed.
It's also hard to, after we sit here and try these for Sip, Sync, Save, to go to
oh,
this,
absolutely.
Because that, I mean, literally, that's what.
And you're jumping, what, 17 proof down for this?
Yeah, I think that's
At least.
So,
mid-90s, I think.
yeah. So, all right.
Lower
See
left.
it.
Let us know, though, guys, what you think would be a cool collectible to have. What do you want to try that's a dusty
98.
bottle out there? Let us know on
98.6.
Twitter at MMA Bourbon.
I need glasses.
Fair. But we do have an amazing Sip, Sync, and Save tonight brought to you by Brad Carey Realty. Great sponsor. Check him out for all of your housing needs in the Missouri, St. Louis area. Check him out, Brad Carey Realty. Great to have him on board with
Yes,
us
it
as
is.
always.
And Nemesis Fighting Alliance. So
Nemesis
they
Fighting.
own- He owns that. They got a show in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
December
Cannot wait to
11th.
see it.
Yep.
Be a good time. I'll be
Absolutely.
there. Come say hi. If
Heck,
you
I
can
may come.
We should.
We'll hang out.
There we go.
Whatever. I'm good with that. Less people have to wrap.
I did it. Look at that.
You drink
I'm
it all,
going to
didn't
do
you?
it
I
too
drank it all.
because I'm going to reach on. I'm going to reach under and
You get your
surprise
cookie
it.
now, big boy.
I'm going to
Here
reach
we
under
go.
and surprise with the next pour.
All right, but we are moving into our Sip, Sync, and Save tonight. As I said, brought to you by Brad Carey Realty. Sip, Sync, and Save tonight is an interesting one due to the fact that we have 3 of the same bottles. As Jim decides to bust out a little Weller on us here, that's fine.
Or if Shonda's watching, Wellers.
Yes, Wellers with the S. Oh, goodness, thank you. Yes, let's dump from 80 proof to 107 proof.
Now
There
I'm
we
good
go.
Right now.
Okay,
Too
so
high proof for Craig.
that's fair. But no, tonight, Midwinter Night's Dram.
Shit, I got it. Jesus.
Jim, tell us about what Midwinter Night's Dram is. It is one of those kind of bottles that only comes out once a year.
It's an annual release from High West. And it's their fall release comes out every year, limited release.
Same day, right?
Same day every year, November 1st.
So it becomes one of those that people line up for.
It's once it's announced what day it's coming out, and it's right around November 1st. I don't think
Right.
it's that specific day, but it comes out around then. It's the one that we were giving trouble to my mom. I actually had out hunting for it for me.
Well, I think it also is funny that I have to make a cocktail for your mother for Thanksgiving. I
Yes,
think
that's
amazing,
hysterical.
so-
And my mom gives me trouble. You drink a lot of those. I go, Mom, they're small pours. And I'm not sure she's watching tonight. I haven't seen her or not.
Well,
But
I
she
think
does
it's
like giving me
amazing.
trouble. But yeah, I was told the drink from the last show, the marshmallow. Mm-hmm. She was at Martini. Can I have that for Thanksgiving, please?
I gotcha.
So-
I got you, Mama Rain.
Fair
we'll
enough.
make it happen.
So we're fortunate enough to have 3 different releases.
right.
Act 9, and we talked about it last time. The Act is the release. So we got Act 3, 8, and 9. So the 3rd release, the 8th, and the 9th, and the current release is the 9th of it. So I don't worry about talking about the scenes because that's the day of the week it was poured.
Right. So that's
So-
that's when they dump the actual barrels. Higher rye content bourbon.
It is a rye.
Oh, it is a rye. Okay, excuse me. So yeah, I knew it's a high rye content. So with them, the flavors though change, and
Yes.
there isn't
It's actually a blend of straight ryes.
because there isn't
That's right, yep.
there isn't an age statement too because they use multiple aged to bring that particular flavor for
Exactly.
the year. So all right, as we do our sip, sync, and save, Craig Nasello first
Why I always gotta go first?
because you're closer.
I always go first, no matter what.
No, Jim went first last time.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember. Whatever.
Craig wasn't here.
I know, that's why we said it.
I wasn't here.
No.
Wait,
That's
what?
why I went first.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go
was here.
first while you're here?
No, I'm good. I'm just thinking. All right. Anyway, my
So it's 9, 8, 3 coming from Craig's left.
yeah. So my sip is gonna be the 9.
Okay. And why is that?
it just tasted great. I don't know. I will say this: no matter which one I had, they all smelled the same and was really close in taste. I mean, it was very hard to. It's hard to differentiate these 3 bottles.
Okay.
I think the 8 was the hottest, and I'm not a rye person.
Right. Okay.
I could see myself drinking the 9 because I didn't feel it was as hot, and I think it had just a little bit better flavoring. It might be because it's newer. I don't know. The 3 just didn't do it for me.
Okay.
It's too hot on the back end.
There is a ton of rye on the nose in the 3. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
There is a ton of rye to it.
So that's going to be my sink.
Okay.
And my save is going to be the 8 because the 8 was the smoothest one of all, and it's the one I would want to drink on a special occasion, just not just to hammer it down, you know.
Sure.
But it seemed smoother to me than the 3.
You can see it's the one I saved too. And it's the last one I got.
Right.
Right.
Well, all right. So Jim Range, we know that these are some bottles that, you know, that they hit the markets and everybody wants them and it's hard to get. And we've been lucky to come across a few of them in our time. So Jim Range, sip, sink, and save.
My sip is going to be Act 3.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right.
It's just, like you said, I'm a rye guy. On the nose, the palate, I get a little more of that spiciness with it, that rye content, and I really like that. And I like all 3. So this is one of those situations that obviously you can tell I drink the 8.
Yep.
But I drink them all, but my sip would be the 9. I mean the 3.
Okay.
My sink is going to be the 8 because it's a little bit flatter, I think. You don't get that rye coming out with it. And my save would be the 9. And the only reason between 3 and 9 is I like 3 a little bit better. So that's the one I want to drink on a daily basis.
But yeah, it's the fullest.
Because I savor it. That's why. But I'm saying it. But I'm saying if I had to choose.
I know.
So what he's saying, Craig, is that he saves it, even though it's a sip.
Right.
No,
So
if
he just completely blew the whole game up. Yeah.
Right. He just completely. Yeah.
But that's the thing, though,
Fourth
because if I had to
fourth
choose,
wall break and fourth.
and isn't the whole purpose of the game what I?
No,
we know
we know the game. We're just giving you shit.
Does it matter that
But-
most of the 8's gone because there's another one?
Right.
I mean, that could be too. There is another 8. So
Okay, well I didn't know that.
also big shout out to two-time Bellator veteran Dwayne Diggs for watching. Thank you. We will always be pinkies up when we drink.
We have. I don't know, man. They were really close. Like
They
all
are.
3 of them are. I mean, because you got to think about this. This is 5 years older than than this one, and 4 years or 6 years older than this one.
Right.
But they're blended, which
But
just
they're
makes it even
so-
harder to
Well,
get that same.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Consistency.
Because they could be a 4-year barrel here, a 13-year-old barrel here, a 6-year-old barrel here, and then they mix them all together, and then some guy literally who is deemed the master distiller tastes them and goes, "That's the one."
That's the one we're going with.
And that's how it works. Literally, I mean, it's a tasting of here's our blends that we've come up with, and it's actually a pretty cool thing that they do that way. So, all right, my sip, sink, and save tonight of the Midwinter Nights Dram, and I do agree with you, Craig. They are very, very close. I have been lucky enough to own an Act 3. I have had an Act 2, and I had an Act 6, and I drank them all. Which in our world, you know, you don't always drink them. Sometimes you trade them for things. And I drank all of these because I absolutely love what High West did with this product. It made a very drinkable rye. For someone, as you said, who is not a rye person.
No.
They still
I
have
could
a
drink that.
very decent flavor to them.
Like I could drink that, even though I'm not a rye person. I could actually sit and drink that.
Right.
So we had the Friends and Family Poker Tournament this weekend. The 8 was out for it. So that's the reason the 8 is dipped down so low, too.
Sure.
That's the one I chose to share
Right.
for this situation.
Right. Well, because you have another one.
Right.
Very fair. But, so, all right.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean,
So
God
my sip
damn.
in this one, my sip is going to be Act 3 also. The Act 3 to me The earlier releases gave a little bit more of what, to me, a drinkable rye should be. And when I say a drinkable rye, a rye that you can pour in, you don't have to make it into a Manhattan.
Or you don't have to make it into, oh my God, this is nasty because it's so damn hot.
Right. It's so spicy.
Yeah.
It's so overbearing.
And that's the problem with rice for me.
Right.
They're just too overbearing. I don't want to hear your
Jimmy's
bullshit.
playing them up there, but no. So,
Oh shit.
but mine, Act 3 to me is probably the most drinkable rye of them. I think after that, Act 9 has some notes in it that are very new to me for this product. It came a little sweeter this year.
Yes.
It has a very interesting sweetness to it. It has almost for lack of a better term, it almost has a caramel brulee nose to it. So it's a little burnt, but a little sweet.
And a lot of vanilla on the back end.
A lot of vanilla in the back end. I do agree wholeheartedly with that. And that is why number 9 is my save, because I think that was the one that you're going to share with everybody on the special occasions, because it becomes such a taste to it that you're not going to find everywhere. My one down the sink is going to be Act 8. Why? Because it reminds me incredibly of High West Double Rye with that year. It has all of the notes that you want in a rye. Don't get me wrong. But as far as what we are doing tonight, I am going with my sip is Act 3, my save is Act 9, and I am pouring Act 8 down the drain.
See, this is what I love about this segment of our show. You get 3 bottles that none of us would get rid of any of them. We would drink would drink every one as a daily sipper, but we've got to choose where they rank against each other.
Well, it's hard when you have 3 bottles that are, one, the same distiller, and 2 are so close.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, when we do like when we did the cheap ones or whatever, the bottom shelf, that's easy. The best tasting one's your sipper, period.
Completely.
This is how it is. But when you get something like this, especially when it's high end, you're like, I'm gonna sound like an asshole here, but I'm gonna throw this $800 bottle in the drain.
I mean, fair.
So I'm going to say this to everybody. Every year, if you like rye, come late fall, end of October, beginning of November, start looking at your Schnooks, your Deerbergs for this.
Yeah.
It's worth finding. It's not incredibly high priced. The retail price is a little over 100. I mean, it's higher than your mid shelf. But for the release, if you like rye, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
How much is secondary though?
Well, that's part of it. We can get into a whole
Secondary
conversation
on
of that.
$200.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Crap. I've seen them for higher than 200.
Legitimate secondaries.
It's 200?
2 to 220.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys were talking shit earlier.
Well, no, on the newer ones, not the older.
Yeah,
Two different.
No, you throw an old one out there, you're looking at $400 to $500.
I know.
Yes.
I'm giving you shit.
Yeah.
I'm giving you
But
shit.
no, but I mean, I'm serious. So when the release comes out, your Deerbergs, your Schnooks, your local liquor stores
For
that
your St.
carry
Louis
certain
area
things,
people, Total Wine, Randall's around the country. So
they've got them. Your Schnooks and Deerbergs, put them behind the counter. They got them in the back. Ask your liquor manager for them. They can be found. It takes a little bit of legwork, which is how we got the 9 this year, legwork.
completely. That was exactly. Mama Range was out looking too. So I think
She didn't get lucky.
No, she
Maybe
didn't,
I get
but-
lucky at Christmas. I don't know. They'd make a nice little Christmas present under a tree from her. And hit, Mom, if you're watching.
There we go. So, and coming up next week, we're going to do an interesting sip, sink, and save. We have
Next
been
week?
I'm sorry.
I thought it was show 25. 2
next show.
shows.
2 shows.
2 shows from now.
2 shows from now. And I'm not even talking that one.
I say because next week I won't be here.
No, I'm not. I'm talking. We have 2 shows before our
25.
25th show.
We got our
25.
24th and 25th coming up.
So the 24th show, we are going to do what everyone has asked us for, not the blind taste test, that will be on 25, is the store picks. And when I say the store picks, I don't mean that, a store went out and picked a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
No, literally the store brand.
I mean, literally, the Save-A-Lot went out and bought a barrel of whiskey and put it out to all of their people. And so we're going to do, local to the St. Louis, Missouri market, Deerbergs, Schnooks, and then if we can get it, a Costco.
And that's been the hardest one because Kirkland does not stay on the shelf when it hits Costco.
And it's crazy.
No.
So,
Well, it's 1792 juice, which we've spoken about 1792 before.
it's a Sazerac product. It's literally made by Buffalo Trace.
But the crazy thing with it is, the moment it hits the shelf,
No, it's not 1792. It's Old Bardstown.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
not
17,
Bardstown?
no,
It's 1792.
We
It's not
talked
Old
about
Bardstown.
this.
Okay, all right.
But it's, yeah.
But the point is,
But
the moment
it's
it
still
comes,
Buffalo Trace juice.
the moment somebody in any of the bourbon groups sees it on a shelf at Costco, the word goes out and everybody swarms.
Yeah, because they can buy them.
$40 a bottle, 35.
and you can
bucks or
buy
something.
like
And you
500
can buy
bottles
the
of
pallet.
Right. Can I just
So-
buy the pallet?
Yeah.
Where's, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So,
but that's been one we've been on a hunt for, and the reason we haven't done it is because we can't get it at Costco.
Yeah,
we
we
can't
because
find
we
the
can't
whole
find it. Yeah, we've been trying to do that segment for,
I mean, we've had the
month.
other two
No,
bottles
longer than a month.
for a month,
2
month and a
months,
half. Yeah,
yeah.
for 2 months now. So,
and we just can't do that segment because we can't get the Costco bottle.
and then for our
25th.
25th episode,
We're going to introduce producer Matt.
yes, producer Matt is actually going to be seen on camera. He's looking at us like, no, he's not, but he's going to do it.
So
So,
it's going to be him or K-pop.
yeah, it'll be one of the
Producer
two. So.
GJ K-pop.
Exactly.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is
Wait for
we're
the
going to
comments to pop
do
up.
a blind taste test.
Oh, God.
So it may not even be a sip, sink, and save. And it may be, okay, or it could be. So it may be that there may be a pour of Pappy's 20, a pour of Benchmark 8, and a pour of
Old Granddad.
Weller or Old Granddad 114.
I was going to say, can we do an old granddad bottle of
I'm
Bond?
sitting there looking at the old Granddad right
I mean,
now.
yeah, because we've got an Old
We did-
Granddad sitting. But
Right.
so we're gonna play it up. We're gonna give producer Matt a few bottles, and he's gonna pick, and he's gonna put them in Glencairn glasses for all of us to choose, and we're gonna do what's the best. They will be labeled A, B, and C, and we're gonna see which ones from. And we're talking. I mean, if it comes down to it, I'm talking.
This is going to be bad.
It's going to be extreme.
I
one
haven't-
extreme to the other.
I have enough Pappy's 20 left in my bottle that I think we can do it with it. We'll throw something else in there. We'll throw, an Ancient Age, a Blanton's, a something else that's not a Sazerac
Daniels?
product, a Jack Daniels product. But we can't do that because it's not bourbon.
Nope, you already
Get
admitted.
out!
You called it first.
Oh,
You're in.
God.
Thank you, Jeremy Johnson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for that one. And it is all brought to you by Brad
pass it up.
Carey Realty.
And he bit.
He did completely.
I
Hook,
did,
line, and
It
sinker.
hurts. So, all right, moving
Jeremy
on to
admitted
the
finally.
world of combat sports here. Jim Range, we had some serious boxing that went down as Canelo stepped up for yet
Canelo?
another win.
Canelo
or
plant.
Canelo?
It's Canelo.
It's Canelo.
It's Canelo.
You sure? Positive?
Yes,
HIV?
absolutely.
Right. But it was a hell of a fight. I mean, he controlled it, but I mean, it's just fun watching him fight. It really is. And the guy's 57-1-2 with 39 KOs.
57,
1 and
and
2.
2.
Who's his only loss? Yeah.
Floyd
Honestly,
Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
Was it Mayweather?
Yeah, it's Mayweather.
Very early.
I thought he lost to
Triple G?
Triple G and Pacquiao.
No.
They
No.
were draws?
Yeah,
Or
they
both
were-
of them?
I know that the Triple G fight was a majority draw.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
mean, the cool thing with him is, though, he's only the 6th undisputed champion.
Oh.
And
it
the
was
first at super welterweight. Think about all
impressive.
the years, only the 6th to hold 4 belts at the same time in the same weight class.
Oh, the guy's amazing. I'm not going to say
completely.
But the
Yeah.
shocker to me, when you think about fighters and you think about their heritage, Mexican fighters are some of the best around.
They have
He's the first Mexican to win an undisputed championship.
And Mexican fighters have a very distinctive style. Would you
Can
like
you make
another one of
another one,
those?
please?
Okay, I saw that coming. Something new here on the society. I'm going to make another drink while we talk. Continue, Jim.
Anyway.
Please go.
No, but I mean, no, you finish your thought
Oh no.
around it.
So my whole thing is that Mexican style boxing is a straightforward style. It's a very heavy style of boxing. They are great at playing the angles, but Canelo plays so good into it. He has the ability to strike first with the jab, back off, hit the counter punch. It's something that we haven't seen. I mean, literally, his counter punching is beautiful, but he's not the counter puncher that Mayweather is.
He's not the defensive fighter, Mayweather. He's either, although he doesn't get hit, which is
also-
amazing.
I'm gonna make Craig a drink.
But I mean,
He's
no,
also not the boring fighter that Mayweather.
Mayweather's not a boring fighter, man.
At
Just because he
all.
doesn't get hit, he avoids getting hit, and he
was for-
peppers the hell out of everybody.
That was for producer Matt. Because I knew I'd get
So-
him going on that one.
But no, I mean, but you think about it. He's the first
kidding.
super metal
Super middleweight.
welterweight,
Yeah, super
the
welterweight.
first Mexican with it.
Got you all messed up now.
57-1-2. But what's interesting, After that fight, the three of us were talking, who's he fight next? Where's he go?
Well, that's
Is
the
it
whole
Triple G? Who does he go back, fight somebody else in
Or,
that?
I mean, I think
Manny retired.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think that'd be a decent fight. I think him and Triple G need to run it back.
Well,
I would
I
love
mean,
Not
who
to-
else is out there? I mean, who else is out there?
He's
Really?
going a whole new direction.
Producer Matt, you're hopping up and down.
he
Mouth
go
me who
up
you
or
think it
down
should
and
be.
wait?
Should it be Triple G?
Huh?
Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Oh,
You know,
my
I almost
goodness.
wore my shirt for you guys just
Oh,
to let you feel loved.
But I mean,
But no, he's going up a weight.
oh, he's going up
to
in weight.
cruiserweight.
So who's in cruiserweight? Because I have no clue.
Ilunga Makabu,
that's
who's a current WBC champion.
that's a hell of a
28
fight.
and 2 with 25 KOs. That's going to be a very interesting fight in my mind
Because
because he's hopping up from
Now
super
do you-
welterweight to cruiserweight.
now
That's
how
a
do you
huge
do-
jump in weight.
That's a big jump in weight. I mean, a big,
Mm-hmm.
big jump in weight. So
I'm looking forward to
How
it.
many? How much? What's the weight?
25 pounds difference. Isn't
yeah, it's
it?
like a 20-pound difference.
Jesus, that is a big weight.
Super
jump.
cruiserweight's 200-pound limit.
Really?
It was originally 190. It's 200 now.
Yeah.
And he fights at super welterweight now.
Yeah,
And which?
I think
what's
it's
the weight class?
I think it's
on?
175.
Okay.
We'll
I
let producer Matt will verify that for us and tell me yay or nay,
But the idea
or somebody
of it,
online will hopefully. But no, I'm pretty sure 175 for super welterweight.
but the one that gets me is, I can't believe producer Matt said Jake Paul. No,
But he controlled that fight with Plant.
Thank you.
I mean, 11th round TKO.
oh, the thing
And Plant was undefeated. He was
Yeah.
12 and 0.
Plant
Granted,
was-
not a lot of fights though. 12 versus 57, or
Right.
12 versus 60 actually. Well, 59 going in.
Plant was controlled the entire fight. Everybody was talking online of how, oh, he looked great, he did, but he didn't look like Canelo. And I can't see where, because there was a lot of fans coming through saying, oh, well, Plant, held his own. No, Plant
No.
got owned in the boxing.
He got on the whole fight.
Complete and
Canelo
total.
controlled that entire fight.
Canelo whooped that ass, plain and simple.
Complete and total.
I mean,
I mean-
he's pound for pound the best in my mind right now.
Absolutely.
Right now, yeah, absolutely. I mean, who else is out there going to beat him? Triple G.
But I don't.
At this
I
point-
don't know. I think going up
When's
is
the
a
last
very
time
interesting.
Triple G fought.
It's been a while.
Okay.
I don't know. Let us know your thoughts, though, on Twitter at MMA Bourbon. All right, moving into the world of MMA. Misha Tate is back in the MMA world.
It's her second fight in the UFC since coming out of retirement after having 2 kids.
After 2 kids, yeah,
And how many years off? Like 5, 6 years?
It was a
4
long,
or 5.
it was
yeah.
a long road
I don't
off.
remember exactly.
Jimmy, talk us through the fight.
I mean, I'm going to butcher the name. It's Vieira.
yeah,
Vieira. Vieira. I mean, she controlled the whole fight. I mean, you hate to see
100%.
it. I mean, I love Tate. Love her. Always loved her in the ring.
Great
She's
person.
a great person. Fun to watch fight and that. But there comes a point, and Vieira's that good. I mean, I'm curious to see what Vieira does with her career right now. She's controlled
younger,
the
she's
fight. She's younger.
faster.
She's faster.
She's more hungry, I think. I think Misha came out after having a couple kids and was like, let's see if I can't do this still. No disrespect to her. She's still a killer.
Oh,
But
She held her own for the first
she
couple
fought
of rounds.
she fought a girl that's hungry. That's
Yes.
young,
And
up and
hungry.
coming.
More aggressive.
Yeah.
so how much does being hungry for the next matter? And when I say the next, it can be the next fight, the next title. When they get to a certain level, Misha Tate's been to the top of the tower. She was a UFC champion. She's had the kids. She's done the modeling. She's done it all. At what point in time is she no longer hungry, and when does hungry matter?
I don't think that ever ends.
The hunger.
Honestly, just being competitive.
Okay.
Just being a competitive person, that never ends, really. I mean, I'm 45 years old and got a fake hip,
But-
and I still want to go race motocross.
No, but
Fair.
there are some people, athletes and that it's like that drive just steps back a little bit because your priorities change some. You become focused on your family. Are you as driven to be, I want to be world champion again?
Maybe she's not wanting to be world champion. Maybe she just wants to see if she can still compete
No,
at that level.
Exactly. But that's why I think Jeremy's going with the hunger part of it is
Absolutely.
Vera's
mean-
trying to prove herself. She wants that next
Oh,
level.
yeah, she wants
She's
that
going
next
out
level,
to
yeah.
dominate that fight. Trying to dominate a fight versus show I can compete at it. And I'm not
Because
saying that's what Misha did.
No, but because she can beat a name.
Right.
The name means so
It's a
much
stepping
in a fight
stone.
like that. Absolutely,
Absolutely,
it is.
it's 100% a
Completely.
stepping stone. But here's the thing: Misha didn't look terrible. She just got out. She just got outworked.
She did not look terrible. That's what I said.
She got outworked. Plain and simple. That girl come in ready to fight and didn't care who was across the ring from her
No.
or the cage from her. She was ready to fight and she wanted to win. And that goes a long way in MMA, in boxing, in any combat
Oh,
sport.
completely. Your will to win. I mean, you can tell it when you walk into weigh-ins.
Oh yeah,
Complete
Absolutely.
and total.
yeah.
So, what do you think is next for Misha Tate?
I think she needs to take a few months off, get back to training, and then go back at it. I mean, why not? She's not like she's old. She's what, 35?
She's mid 30s.
I'm calling the rematch for Holly Holm. I think
I would like to see that.
I would love to see that fight.
I would like to see that
It
fight.
doesn't mean anything, but I think that it's an interesting fight that would bring the fans.
Are they both
Well,
ranked?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% positive.
Yeah.
But you have to
I
be
don't
ranked to go out and have a fight.
But no,
like
I'm
that
just-
draws the fans.
And
To me,
that's the whole
cool
thing.
part about
Take
it.
your pay-per-view points, make your money, and have a great time.
know. Right.
They could be on the undercard of Jake Paul.
No, they can't. Let's not do that. All right.
Matt, no acknowledgement.
All right. Craig.
As he hides behind the
Yes.
monitor.
Craig, what is going on in the world of Bellator?
Ooh, our last show of the year. Big show.
Big show.
Big show at the Mohegan Sun. Pettis versus Horiguchi, which is I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Horiguchi's a killer, and so isn't Sergio.
Completely.
I mean, for the 135-pound belt, that's going to be interesting because Horiguchi gave up the belt because it hurt his knee and didn't know he could compete again. That's the guy that came. That's the Japanese kid that came in and put it to Darren Caldwell.
Oh, yeah, just completely
like-
dominated that
yeah.
fight.
So that's coming up, and then we got a local, not a local guy, but kind of local, Johnny Eblin on the main card.
I'm really stoked for that. I have called Johnny Eblin's fights for, he came to Kansas City, did a ton of work with us, loved calling his fights. Incredible stud wrestler who's got the hands to back it up.
Yeah, and his hands have gotten so much better. Like I seen him a couple weeks ago in Miami, Florida, where he trains out because we had a show down there, and he was sitting behind me and giving me shit the whole time, literally.
Fair.
But he's a great kid, great guy. I can't wait to see him next weekend. Put another win in the column, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that
he's a good stud wrestler from Mizzou, and his
he has
hands,
got
dude, are so much better.
potential.
Oh, his
so
hands,
much
yeah.
potential out of Johnny Eblin. So
Well, he trains at American Top Team with a bunch of killers.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
See, that goes a long way with the people you train with.
Oh, yeah.
Takes you so far.
Oh, and your coaches. I mean, just the people you surround yourself with on a daily basis. I mean, look at Sean Woodson. How much he has just
Oh, completely.
his stock has rose. And that's the fight we didn't even talk about. Our own local Sean Woodson kid puts an into a guy with body shots.
Oh, it was
amazing. I loved it.
a
How
beautiful
about him
Boxing clinic.
He called out right before it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite
That
was like
was
he was
beautiful.
waving his finger and
he smiled.
Bam! I was like, oh. I mean, it was great for Sean. I'm happy for that kid.
Yeah.
Super good kid.
Great guy, and actually a whiskey fan. Sean and I have talked about whiskey, and he's been like, "Hey, what do you think of this one?" Yeah, I like that one.
Well,
No,
I
don't
guess
get that.
we need to get the studio done so we can have him on.
I think that would be a
Well,
fun
we
time.
also got EJ Brooks, so this one's
Oh
cool.
yeah,
EJ needs to
that'll
come
be a
on.
fun one too. So
God.
EJ Brooks, and
I've done radio with EJ.
EJ Brooks and Jason
Yep.
Frazier both want to come on the show. So
Also, tomorrow night, Guns N' Hoses.
yes,
We need to talk about Guns N'
You
Hoses.
guys I'll let you two talk about that. You're both part of it.
So Guns N' Hoses tomorrow night. It's a big charity event that the St. Louis that we put on, or that they put on in St. Louis. We've done it since 1987.
Yeah, this is the 34th annual Budweiser Guns and Hoses. Basically, firefighters versus police officers. In most, some of them, there's a crossover to it to get fights. but,
Paramedics fit in as well.
yeah, and it's going to be going
First
down
responders.
at the Enterprise Center here in St. Louis, Missouri. It will also be broadcast live on Fight TV. That's FITE.tv. I personally will be calling the first 6 fights of the card. I'll have the one MMA bout.
And then,
And then jumping over to the main card, which will be on
Fox
local
2.
television, Fox 2, which will feature Chris Pronger and Jesse Finney doing the commentary on that one. Very first time it's ever been on TV. I'm pretty stoked to see how it goes.
excited.
We've done it on streaming before. We've done
Right. We streamed it for
called
the last,
but-
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but this is the first year that we're actually going to live TV. It does a great thing. It benefits the backstoppers to assist firefighters and police officers,
fallen first responders.
with any medical bills who died in the line of duty.
And it takes care of their family after they've gone. We are currently in the St. Louis area taking care of. They are currently taking care of 90 families
and have raised over $9 million.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
so-
gone nationwide now too, right? Or it's gone outside St. Louis.
It's
Or
just-
other
no,
areas
100%.
that have it.
There's Guns N' Hoses. They're having events everywhere. Like I know they have the Kansas City area.
Yep.
They've reached out to the people that run Guns N' Hoses here in St. Louis and want them to help.
Yeah, the
them,
potential of doing another
But
one.
I
help
mean-
them with their Guns N' Hoses event because we sell ours out every year.
Yeah,
Every
18,000
single year.
people is already sold out. And it's great that we're back this year because of COVID.
Yeah.
Last year we had they canceled it last
Right.
year, which was terrible. But they still raised $500,000 last year, even though it was canceled.
Yep.
The year before was 900,000.
It was crazy.
So our goal this year would be $1 million, which would be cool if we could. But even like Jess said last night, $901,000 would be great too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So,
You know, no matter what we can raise, we can raise.
yeah, check
And
it out on Fight TV. You can donate to the backstoppers from that.
I think it's free on Fight TV too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's all free.
I think we were streaming it for free. It's
Yeah.
not. There's no charge.
No pay-per-view, no nothing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you can watch that live on Fight TV. Like I said, myself, Bellator veteran Adam Meredith will be doing the call for the first 6 fights, and then it jumps over to television. So, yeah,
Yeah, television, Fox 2, and then
still on Fight. Yeah, so
oh,
you
it's
could
going to
say-
be on Fight 2. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was going to be on Fight.
Yeah,
also,
so you'll be
and
able to
Fox
watch
2.
the entire fight
Okay,
no
that's
matter
awesome
where you're
then.
at in the country. So, all right, I have one more tonight that is not on the list because I always love my gotcha.
Well, let's see. What can we do to get ready for this?
Jim's going to need a pour for this one, trust me.
He's got to look underneath the bar.
Okay,
Dude, I'm glad I can for a change.
It's a joke, Jimmy.
so this week, number one, Dana White came out and talked about his lovely Howlerhead whiskey. And number two, stated that there is the potential that Hezbollah, if you do not know who Hezbollah is, he is an 18-year-old little person who is about 3 feet tall, 2 feet
And looks
tall.
like he's
He
5.
looks like he's 5. And his little rival, who is another name that I cannot pronounce, who has the same ailment, have a potential of a fight
Wait,
in
what?
the UFC.
But
When did this come
Hezbollah
out?
trains,
This
though, right? He
Hezbollah trains with Khabib.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, he legitimately trains. At
No,
that
I'm not saying he doesn't legitimately train. Just get the fuck out of here. Why? Who
know-
wants to see that?
Well, we just saw Jeremy with it a couple weeks ago.
I mean, I did take a pan in the head
that's
at
right,
midget
that's right.
wrestling. So
I
yeah,
forgot
I can't
about
believe
that.
we're gonna talk
I
about that.
completely
Thanks.
forgot about that.
Jeremy, who hates
I hate professional wrestling.
wrestling.
Wrestling?
I was at a little person wrestling event and was brought into the ring.
Can't say midget no more.
No, that's you can't say that.
I didn't know.
And I was hit in the head with a pie plate.
Pie plate?
I mean, no, with a metal
A cookie sheet?
something to that effect. But
Dude, can we go upstairs and get one right now and I'll hit you with it?
no, you can't.
Come on, please.
But that did happen.
I want to know how he got it high enough.
But
He
now,
was on the top rope. When
He had to
did
get
it
on the
that
top
night.
rope to do it.
I saw the video.
Yes. But
I'm leaving.
what I'm saying is this good for mixed martial arts? And by God, you both better get this right.
Say that again?
Is this good for mixed martial arts?
What?
That Hezbollah is going to fight
Fuck,
some
no,
other little
it's
person?
not. No one. Okay.
No, the problem is everybody cares because he can put a video on YouTube or
Oh,
on
no, the
TikTok and get a
kid-
million
He'll get
likes.
a million likes.
The kid gets a million likes, and I find him entertaining. Do I want to see him fight another little person? No, I don't.
Do you want to see him fight a real person?
I don't want to see him fight anybody.
Sorry, big
Why?
person, I should say.
Why? Why do we need to see that? Why? What's
What-
the answer to that? Because Dana White needs to make more fucking money?
Well, it's his.
I'm asking you.
It's his step into
Midget wrestling?
shock fights for nothing.
Well-
So then, then does he bring Jake Paul in?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, that could happen because, I mean, Jake Paul makes money.
him
But he
and
won't
Jake
fight
talk.
MMA.
But he's going to have to pay Jake Paul.
Why does his name keep coming? Do I have to wear that shirt every show now? God.
I think so. I think it needs to happen.
Absolutely.
But my
I'm
whole
ordering for
thing is
Thanksgiving.
There you
my
go.
whole thing is why? Just why? Why do we need to see that? Why? I'm
Well, I got
Because
a thing
he's
with
a-
watching little people fight, so I'm
He's-
into it. But you know, whatever. I mean, it's fine.
He's a star. Let him do his thing. I understand, and I'm not going to sit there and say no. I mean, at one time there was local promotions here in town that were letting people with disabilities fight
True. That is true.
that I didn't agree with.
I didn't agree with that either.
Fair.
But that is not my choice. That is not my say. But I think everybody should get a shot. If that's what you want to do, then do it.
I look at it like
but
this.
I still
so
don't
does
agree with
so Hezbollah needs to be in the UFC?
it. No.
No, I don't think he does, but I see exactly what Dana's doing. He's going to leverage both the names associated with it to make more money. Which, by the way,
Well, I bet you that'd be the highest paying. I bet you that'd be the highest pay-per-view ever.
What's UFC targeted to make this year in revenue?
Well,
I don't know.
No, you've seen it. I know.
well, I mean, go ahead. I did.
I mean,
I
they're
haven't seen
targeting
it.
$1 billion in revenue this year.
Billion?
$1 billion with a B.
Well, I heard they make a ton of money when they do it at the Apex.
Oh, completely.
Well,
because
there's
there's
no
no
expenses.
overhead.
there's no
Yeah.
expense.
There's no expenses, and every bit of revenue on that is strict. They don't have to worry about ticket sales.
Good for
which,
them.
well, normally with ticket sales,
Well, they sell
lot's
tickets
not full
to the Apex.
but it's small.
Yeah, but
a
it's a
very
small-
small.
right,
venue.
right. I'm just saying.
Well, sure.
I mean, hell, I'm out there in a few months. I'm hoping there's a fight that weekend.
I'm sure there is. I mean,
Well, right now there's not.
But there seems to be fights all the time now.
Right.
yeah.
So, all right, what it all comes down to, folks, let me know. Should Hezbollah fight in the UFC? Let us know on our Facebook page. Check us out there or on Instagram at MMA Bourbon Society.
Before we go, though,
Yes.
I have to say, how nice is this?
Oh, I
How
love
nice
our
is
new
the
set.
bar top?
I love
I
our new
can't.
set. I know, you
I'm
just wanna
literally.
touch it.
I've been sitting here the whole night, just like rubbing my hand down it. and
You
it's
know,
like-
I'm sitting there
it's
watching
like-
Craig.
I'm like sitting here playing one of those like.
You know, this
The
show,
whole
It's
time.
like it's rub the furry wall.
Yeah.
this show has come a
Give me that in
long.
Greek.
It has
It's
come
Jer-
a long. I don't know what you're talking about because it's a movie.
Never
but,
seen it.
Yeah,
You've never seen it?
No,
I've never seen it. But
I travel too much to watch movies.
but
But am I wrong in your the analogy with you rubbing it?
Just rub the wall.
and how much has our set changed in 25 shows?
Not even 25.
But I mean, we're
23.
coming up. So
Well, I mean, it'd be really nice by the 25th if it was completely done.
the other thing that kills me is how big the listenership has gotten on this.
We're lucky. We're very fortunate that
Absolutely,
people
and
put
we
up with our
thank
shit.
you guys
Thank
for
you.
it. Believe
I talk
me.
a lot of shit.
And they love it.
I'm just
You're the
kidding.
funny one, which kills me.
Craig's
so.
our comedian.
Yeah, so, all right, guys, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society. If there's a drink that you want to know, if there's some MMA or boxing knowledge that you want to know, you want to give us, let us know on all of the socials. So for all of us here, we thank you very much and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving, guys.
everybody. Cheers.